Greetings, friends. Reformed Stoic here. It's another late night, early morning at the Reformed Stoic home with Wrinkles and Rug. Honestly, I really can't complain about life lately. I'm feeling great. I got a number of ideas for videos. I'm going to make a video called The Circulation Pill, just about staying on your feet, maybe getting a standing desk, yada yada. We'll make that video later. Most rewatchable movies, all kinds of ideas for content for you guys, fam. But I want to go ahead and have my nostalgia rant that if you've been a loyal viewer of my live streams, which by the way will be back in 20 days. We're about reaching the under 3 weeks mark here. We still got a long time to go. And that's good because I still need some time. Still need some time, buddy boyos, to just figure out whatever the hell it is I'm supposed to figure out. Whatever the heaven it is I'm supposed to figure out. Never swearing. So, anyway, if you've watched a bunch of my streams, you've probably heard me go on a number of rants about how I'm so nostalgic for the early 2000s, quote-unquote, emo music. I say that because I have to go ahead and have this little rant about, that's not emo, bro. My Chemical Romance, that's not emo, dude. It's not emo. And it's really funny when you go down that rabbit hole, because I've gone down that rabbit hole, and I love, quote-unquote, real emo, I think, because that rabbit hole goes deep, bro. And you'll be like, oh yeah, real emo, like Jawbreaker, Sunny Day Real Estate, The Promise Ring, early Jimmy Eats World. And that's an acceptable answer. I can tell you as a music student, that's an acceptable answer. But no, dude, that's post-emo, bro. Like, you gotta understand, when you're trying to name, a real emo band, and the people who are in these, hardcore groups that I'm in on Facebook, they do not think this rant is funny at all. It's like, it's not funny, dude. Sunny Day Real Estate is not emo. You're not funny. It's like, okay. I think an acceptable answer for those guys is Rites of Spring. Rites of Spring. Mention that name and then you'll get some major cool points. I don't really listen to them. I know one song by them. Anyway, there's what everybody thinks of when you say emo. What the normies think of, which is My Chemical Romance, Taking Back Sunday, Census Fail, The Used. That's pretty much the stuff I'm talking about, bro. I've been over here brushing up my emo nostalgia playlist. It's just over 13 hours now. I just added a ton of songs to it. Yeah, this music means the world to me, man. I don't want to get lost in the what is true emo rant, but you should listen to what those people have to say, man, because I like the true emo too, post-hardcore. Man, Drive Like Jehu. Is it Drives Like Jehu? No, yeah, Drive Like Jehu. Their first album is amazing, man. Especially when you consider that it's from 1991. Holy crap, dude. The amount of bands, that was arguably the beginning of post-hardcore. And, man, the universe of sound that was inspired by that album. But anyway, I'm talking about early 2000s, pleb, emo. You could even throw pop punk in there. I really like Rufio. I was always a big fan of Rufio. This rant is less about that kind of music and just more about those times and what life meant to me. And I think about some of the mistakes that I made over the course of my life, in my early 20s and mid 20s and 30s now. I mean, I just think about where my life went and how things are, now being whatever the hell I am, a truth seeker, philosopher, enemy of the state, somebody who's getting gang stalked. And this music means the world to me because that period of my life meant the world to me. The way that I kind of like never forget it is Vans Warped Tour, the Vans 2004. The Vans compilation 2004. I have a pretty good idea of like the songs that were on there. It had like From First to Last, Note to Self, um, all along we follow blindly, for the news we're force-fed nightly. Why would anybody leave the safety of their homes? Newfound Glory, whatever that song is. I think it's called No News is Good News. Yeah, man. That period of times back when Wesley was one of my best friends and Michael, we were in a band together. People that have been talked about on this stream at this point, and life was just so simple back then. And I just remember, you know, I grew up in an island in Alaska, but the summers here are great. It's hit or miss. That's another Newfound Glory song, by the way. The summers are hit or miss. You know, sometimes we get a summer that's just like a ton of rain, but really, man, when you get like a perfect summer in Kodiak, Alaska, like the absolute hottest days are probably like 80 degrees. And then most summer days probably going to be like what, 65, 75, nice and sunny. Make sure you wear your sunscreen, you get sunburnt here for sure. Just the best memories, man. Like I can confidently tell you now that it just didn't really get much better than that. And like, yeah, I wasn't where I wanted to be. You know, part of what goes hand in hand with this emo music, everything's all about getting a girlfriend, but I was just hopeful for getting a girlfriend. I definitely got friend zoned hard. This girl that played bass, she used to come over like every single day for this one summer, and you know, we were just buddies. I was just kind of this effeminate middle schooler guy. He just had barely, I hadn't even really hit puberty yet. Like, man, middle school, in 8th grade, I was probably like 5 feet tall or some shit. I was really small, dude. I hit my final growth spurt my freshman year of high school and got to like, you know, 5'8", 135 pounds, about the size I am now. Now I'm like 5'8", 155 pounds or whatever. That fluctuates. Baby, we got all the way up to 180 one time. But that wasn't really good. Anyway, I digress. The points I wanted to make is I never really made a video that expressed this idea properly, but I'm going to express it right now, man. Like, so many things about PUA and whatever the hell you think the red pill is. I'm like hesitant to even say that phrase because I'm worried it will get me banned, because there's so many different things that the supposed red pill could mean. So that shit's just not really the way, guys, you know? If you're like me, I mean, maybe some of you are, maybe some of you aren't, but the whole nice guy thing, you know? You get to this point. For me, it's when I became a junior in high school. When I became a junior in high school, I was thrust into this like party scene. Some of my friends around me were partying before that. I remember, man, the Music Fest. It eventually became Warm August Nights, but it used to be called the Music Festival, and there was a bunch of stages, and there would be all these different bands playing at the same time here. Man, those were really good times. I remember I camped out there once when I was in like 8th grade, and everybody was drinking, dude, and people were giving me beers, and I was like, eh, and I like threw the beer. I like threw the beer because I didn't want to drink. And they're like, yo, man, did you get a beer? It's like, yeah, but I threw it. It's like, oh, that's lame, dude. Anyway, have a good one. And then, like, the older Chads, some drunk guy would be like, Dayo, Dayo. But he'd say it, like, really, like, stupid and bro-ish. Like, Dayo, Dayo. And then everybody, all these drunk teenagers and, like, 20s dudes, daylight come and we want to go home. I'm so glad I was a part of that, man. I'm just going to go in and out of like random nostalgic memories. But, and then there's this drummer guy. Dude, there was this really good drummer here who was a special ed teacher. And there's kind of like all this junk. There was all this like metal and junk that was over by, I guess you call it a junkyard, but it wasn't really. It was like a mini junkyard. It was kind of over by like where Walmart is now. I think that was even before we had a Walmart, but no, we had Walmart. This guy would drum on that shit, and he was really good, dude. He played all kinds of odd time signatures. He loved Rush, and he would be involved in like every music thing there was. He eventually like died. I don't remember when he got hit by a car. Rip, dude. He was like kind of an important part of my early drum upbringing. I didn't really know him that well, but he taught me a couple of things. Um, yeah, man. I could just really go off on like random nostalgic memories, but touching on this whole like nice guy thing, you know, it's like I was hopeful for getting a girlfriend, but I didn't have one, and that's kind of like the whole emo kid thing. But when I got to junior year of high school, man, that's when I started drinking. That's when I started smoking weed. That's when everybody around me was listening to rap. People on the internet have debated, like, when did the shift happen? When did everything go to crap? And everybody seems to kind of agree. You know, it started with 9/11 in 2001, but the major shift was like 2007. And I can pretty much label it as like when everybody started listening to Lil Wayne, T-Pain, Lil Jon, when you go to the school dances and everybody's singing along with "To the window, to the wall, to the wall, and that sweat dropped down my blah." Like, I mean, not that I don't have kind of good memories about that, but no, dude, that was the shift, man. I don't have warm, fuzzy feelings about that. That's normie. That was the birth of normies. That was the beginning of culture becoming like cold and just not as good, man. Look, maybe you don't like Copeland or Brand New or Seosin or Circus Survive. Like, don't even get me started on trying to list off all these bands. I kind of wish I could just list all the artists in this playlist. That would probably save time. What we got: Appleseed Cast, Academy Is, A Thorn for Every Heart, Amber Pacific, Armor for Sleep, Blink-182, Old Canes, The Matches. Anyway, we're not gonna go down that road, but those were the times, bro. That music was like doing its thing. Fuse TV and MTV, VH1. My freshman year of high school, I used to watch Conan O'Brien. The lineup would be Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, and then Carson Daly. Jay Leno was all right. Conan was the best, and then Carson Daly kind of sucked, but it had more like emo kind of bands. That was what I did like every night freshman year of high school. I had a 0-hour first period. There's this Asian guy. People called him the Emo King. This guy died, bro. He was one of my first friends who died. He was visiting the Philippines, and he got chased off of a balcony in the Philippines by robbers and fucking died, dude. The Emo King. He'd be like, "Yo, dude, Seosin, dog. They perch, yo." He's like 3 years older than me. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and we'd be hanging out in the library. Like, dude, let's play 7 Years by Seosin, dude. You gotta play congas, though. Congas acoustic. It's like, what? No, dude, let's play the regular. Dude, don't be bro. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. That's quoting what he said. That's before you got in trouble for saying that. The homie's dead, bro. Just let it be. I had to quote him, bro. That's just so much positive feelings, man. And the only thing, this is what this rant is all circling around to, the only thing that made me feel like those times weren't great back then was women, dude. Always wishing I had a girlfriend. Always trying to figure out shit with women. And that's when you get to the junior year. People are partying. You see a hot girl. And then you hear the next day, dude, she like blew this guy, bro. Or, oh, dude, this guy banged her last night, dude. And you're just like, oh, shit. I always make the joke, the Howie Day song. I saw her face in a crowded place. It's like that song kind of just like plays in your head. It's like you're living that song when you get cucked, dude. You see a girl, it's like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, and I wanted to be my girlfriend. And then some just like football player Chad just like raw dogs her after a night of partying, and that was it, bro. But yeah, I don't really look back on my junior year and after fondly. That's when everything started to turn, man. That's when I started rapping, which is fine, which is cool. You know, I still rap, and I'm working on a rap song right now, and I mean that's not bad, but I was just trying to blend in, bro, because everybody was listening to rap. And then I slowly started getting into death metal. You know, I had some good times with death metal, but yeah, I kind of got some bitter feelings about that. Ultimately, because thinking about why I didn't make it in music, I'll just go ahead and say it, bro. I feel like that's the reason I didn't make it in music. Because when I was really, like, you know, fresh out of Berkeley, living in Boston, trying to make it, I was trying to make it playing death metal, trying to play technical death metal, bro. And I mean, there's not really money to be made doing that. There's not really that much of a future in that, bro. But frankly, there wasn't really a future in all kinds of music, and I don't want to start going down that road. That's where people are like, dude, just join a band and like be a part of the local scene and trade your mixtapes. And yeah, there's people who are keeping it alive, bro, but you know, I say that I wanted to, I guess, be 20 years old in like the year 2000. I feel like if I had the same drumming skills that I had and I was 20 years old in the year 2000, I could have been in some like emo band that fit right in with the Bear versus Sharks and the Circus Survives and the Seosins in the early Novembers of the world. You know what I mean? Like, I could have been a part of that movement. Because let's be real, dude. Like, it was kind of over by 2009 or whatever. I mean, it was on its way out, dude. I feel like it kind of became like mallcore, like Black Veil Brides, and there's another band. There's Black Veil Brides, and then there's another one that like I can't remember the name of. That's almost exactly the same thing, but not really. There's a movie too. It's the same as a movie. The Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, The Devil Wears Prada. But there's more, dude. There's all kinds of those bands, and it's not really the same thing, but. Yeah, the emo music just kind of died out, and I feel like my lane was pretty common, you know? The emo music dies out, and then you want to play music, so it's like, alright, well, and then you want to just keep getting better and better and better, and if you get really good, then you're probably either going to stumble on, like, hardcore, like, technical hardcore, or technical death metal, or gent, like Periphery. Periphery could kind of sound like an emo band that went to music school, like, and fucking got straight A pluses or something. But anyway, guys, it's time to kind of just wrap up what the whole point of this rant is that I was doing everything right, bro. I was doing everything right, and I wasn't getting women. But dude, that you know what? And I don't want to, like, make it misogynistic and be like it's women's problem. It was the women who were around me's problem. Because I wasn't Chad, dude. Like, I just wasn't a big, tall, awesome Chad. That's pretty much it. But who I used to be back then, man, I was just funny and fun-loving. And the thing is that, like, if I would have just stayed in that lane, you know, I got a little bit bigger. I started to work out. I started to become more of a man. I wish I would have just kept that fun-loving, good, honest. Because, dude, this emo music, this, like, some of it's screwed up. I've actually, a lot of times on my stream, it's really the major label bands. Like, Taking Back Sunday has some kind of subversive lyrics. Census Fail's album, Let It Enfold You, that's like one of the most subversive. I feel like some Freemason wrote all those lyrics, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding. There's some really sus shit in that album. Like, the whole thing is about, like, murdering women. And So some of those bands had pretty screwed up lyrics, but I had more of like an underground kind of indie. And a lot of the bands that were indie when I was coming into the scene, they eventually got like pretty popular. But some of that music, a lot of that music is really wholesome and innocent. And when people are asking me, well, heck, Reform Stoic, like which bands aren't like Freemasons and Feds and Honeypots and all kinds of like emo bands, dude. A lot of them were Christian. I'm wearing a Tooth and Nail Records tank top right now. That's what Further Seems Forever was on. And man, I was, Number One Gun. I really liked them. They never got crazy popular. What's this band that I was just Terminal? They never got crazy popular either. A lot of people talk crap about Terminal. I don't get it, dude. I love Terminal. I love Number One Gun. Yeah, Tooth and Nail Records, bro, like a Christian hardcore label. Like, that's some of the most wholesome, pure, innocent music there is. And I'm sitting here realizing right now as I build this playlist, getting ready for the sunny weather to jam this shit again. It's like, dude, screw everybody, man. Like, I love this music. I don't even care. Like, what makes music good? And I try to say, it's about the times, bro. It's about the times. That's why I like it, because it's nostalgic. But I like the way it sounds. I just like it, man. The drums sound awesome. These bands were always playing, like, Orange County custom drums and percussion, or Truth custom drums. They always had cool, little sexy custom drum sets. Gotta love Maple custom drums, bro. And that's just it for me. I mean, I love all kinds of music, but the point is, guys, is like the whole nice guys finished last. Buy my PUA book. Come to my PUA seminar. Learn how to like pop your collar and wear a polo and like nag women and be Mr. Cocky Alpha douchebag who treats everybody like garbage so you can get a bunch of women. That's a mistake, dude. That's a Fed psyop. That's just not the way, bro. But how am I going to sleep with all the women? That's fornication, dude. You were supposed to be a Christian young. I was supposed to be a Christian young. And at a point, like my sophomore year in high school, I was surrounded by all these Christians, dude. And I low-key thought I was smarter than them. And I thought I knew better because I was an atheist. I went to like the Wednesday pizza days, and this guy was like, oh, I had a pile of pornography and I burnt it, and he started crying, and I was like trying not to laugh, and he'd have people raise their hands. I want everybody to raise their hand, whoever wants to come to Christ and get saved. And I'd kind of open my eyes and look around and like judge people. Seriously, dude, I went through my atheist phase when I was freaking 16 years old, bro. And these 25-year-old college kids, people fresh out of college going through their atheist phase, all the arguments those people make now, I was saying that stuff word for word when I was 15. Because I'm smart, dude. Y'all know that now. I'm high IQ and smart. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm smart, dude. Like, your atheist phase where you talk down to everybody when you're 25, I went through that when I was 15, bro. And then I got into the occult. And then I got into a weird fake Christian honeypot. And then I became a Protestant. And now I'm a Roman Catholic at 32 years old, bro. And this is it. This is home. This is home for me, dude. And I'm going back to this old emo music because that's home for me as well. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with being a good guy. And the nice guy thing is a phase. It's a rite of passage. If you're not 6'2", when you're a freshman in high school, you're going to blow it. You're going to be too nice. And you just lift weights and do your homework and pick a career that isn't stupid. And you just grow up, man. And then you find a woman who's a good woman. Now, here's the second part of this rant, is that why are so many men, quote-unquote, man children? Because there was no future for us, guys. It was over, man. This gang stalking, 9/11, Freemason, Illuminati, CIA, it's real, bros. And I think you need to have a moment where it's like, it's really real. I'm going to go ahead and shout out this guy. If you want to look, if you got like a nice little torrenting search program, I found this torrent. Eric Karlstrom, The Protocols of Gang Stalking and Neuro Warfare. I'm not sure the exact date of this, but there's a bunch of like radio interviews with this guy, Eric Karlstrom. It sounds like they're from like 2002, bro. 2002, 2003, like a couple of years after 9/11. And it's or maybe like 3 or 4 years, 2005. But it's the full deal. It's like the real deal, dude. Everything. COINTELPRO, Council on Foreign Relations, Anglo Establishment, everything. They're lining out the entire full, real, everything you could learn about this, just about. Way back in 2004. If anything, you've only been getting worse information since then. So, if you can find this torrent, actually, if you want, you can email me, and I can just send this to you, bro. Like, none of this stuff is copywritten. This is all, like, free source, up for grabs stuff. You go ahead and email me, perennialstoic@gmail.com, and I'll email you this if you want to get, like, super giga woke. But the point is, because we're not trying to get lost on that, like, it's over, dude. Motherfuckers are out here getting gang stalked, and, like, everybody's either in Antifa or, like, Proud Boys, or you became a Nazi, or you're all fucked up, dude. I'm sorry for swearing. Everybody's all screwed up, bro. Everything's all screwed up, and, like, I don't want to get hate speech strikes, but let's just say it's harder to find good women now, okay? Like I said, you stay a good guy, you be a Christian, you go to church, you listen to your fruity little emo music because it's good, because it's wholesome. And being a good guy is good, man, and I wish I would have stayed a good guy. I think about this dark path I went on, and it's because I was trying to, like, put on a front. I was trying to be like losers, man. I was a winner, dude. I was small. I was timid. I was kind of a wimp, but I'm not a wimp anymore. And now I'm trying to, like, undo all this screwed up stuff about my personality, man. And basically, I'm trying to go back to how I was in 8th grade, bro. Why? Because you have to have a mind like a child. Whatever it says in the Gospels. Only those with the mind like a child will enter into heaven. Mind like a child verse. It's actually the only citation that I had in my book, Drumming as Philosophy. Yeah, here it is right here. I tell you the truth, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. I mean, that's the NIV, but whatever. So is that Matthew 18? Yeah, Matthew 18, 4 through 5. That's pretty much it, guys. All of this red pill, PUA, how to be a man, how to push people around, how to be an alpha douchebag. Like, it's stupid, man. It's stupid, bro. But women, like, you know what, dude? I mean, look, I'm allowed to say that these guys are stupid, right? The women that you're going for, they're also stupid. It's not misogyny. It's also brosogyny. The guy, the PUA guys, hey, what's up, babe? That's stupid. And then the women, oh my god, I see something. That's stupid. Everybody's stupid, dude. As far as, like, there's no women left, like, yeah, I mean, maybe, dude. And there's not any good men left either. Everybody's ruined, bro. Everybody's ruined. And I'm becoming a good person again. Isn't that great? Boo! You're pimping Pat clips. Like, people aren't forgiving people, bro. The left doesn't forgive anybody. And I don't really want to blend in the left or with the right. I don't want to blend in with anybody, dude. Like, I'm happy living my life the way I'm living, bro. The most screwed up thing about my life right now is that it's 7:30 a.m. and I'm still awake. But screw it, dude. I'm happy, man. I'm gonna make some coffee and listen to music. And something about these nostalgic times, like, 70% of it feels good, but then 30% of it feels bad. And it's like, why does it feel bad? Because those times are over. And I think some of the most pure, blissful moments I've ever had in my life were in those times. But it's okay, man. Because you can figure out, like, you guys got to be the change you want to see in the world, man. I know that's like a cliche, but that's the truth. You got to be a happiness generator. And I want to make a video at some point. Like, it's finally time for me to try to help the targeted individual community, man. Because if you're a targeted individual, if you're in this like COINTEL touchless torture program, like, bro, you got to rise above it. And if you do rise above it, you will basically become, I don't want to put some like new age label on it, man, but you will become something beautiful. Like, it will force an evolution. And I think that's what's happened with me. Or I don't give a shit, dude. You want to coordinate your colors and like make weird faces and do the moonwalk and do street theater and shit. It don't bother me, man. It don't bother me, bro. In fact, lately, I haven't really seen a lot of it because I think they gave up. And when I say that, they're going to get all pissed off and do it again. I don't care, bro. They've already given up like multiple times. It doesn't affect me, man. You got to just trust in God, and you got to just be okay. And you got to be a good person, man. When they got this smear campaign trying to like turn people against you, because I see some of these people talking about gang stalking, and they talk about it like it's so hopeless, man. Like, it's over. They emailed everybody that you've ever met and said that you're a horrible person. But you got to have some faith in humanity, bro. You got to have some faith that they won't believe it. And you got to be the kind of person to where they look at you, it's like, well, gosh, they said he's a horrible person, but I see that he's not. I have faith that people aren't buying it, bro. I got faith that you can't do that to me. I had some problems here in my hometown, but I'm back. And I know people ain't buying it, bro. Y'all best just pack up and go take your satanic bullshit somewhere else, man, because I'm too pure. I know what I'm about, dude. I'm shutting down wicked people. I'm showing the world who other wicked people are, and I don't need to email everybody about it. Anyway, guys, that's a different video. All kinds of little side rants in this. It's just like, you gotta just be a good person, bro. Fornication is a sin. You don't want to put on some front, because guess what? You want to know the real reason that you didn't meet a good woman? Because you became the kind of guy who's trying to sleep with like ladies of the night. You tried to figure out how to get a bunch of, I'm just trying not to get a hate speech strike. You tried to figure out how to get a bunch of not so nice women. And now you're complaining that you can't find any nice women. And guess what? You can't even sleep with the not so nice women because you're not really that kind of a guy, dude. That's not what you want to be. You wanted to find a good woman. You wanted to stay good and find a good woman. So get good, bros. Get good right now. It's not too late. And you know what? The way I am right now is like, hey, you know what? If I never find the right woman, then whatever, dude. Then whatever. But you gotta blow all this red pill stupid crap out of your butt. Whatever red pill means, I'm trying to stop saying that. You gotta stop hating. You gotta do what the Bible says. The New Testament. The Gospels. Yes, like all the being nice and... I mean, this is how you shut down these over-intellectualizing people like Southern Israelite. Oh, it's so complicated, and I'm gonna LARP with the Old Testament. It's like, no, dude, the fruits of the Holy Spirit are being nice to people, being kind, being forgiving, being friendly and kind, and howdy neighbor. And yeah, it's not really some like super intellectual thing, man. You gotta be a good person, bro. And the bad fruits is when you act like Southern Israelite. He reeks of bad fruits, bro. He reeks of a satanic Freemason honeypot. People in my comments are saying they've confirmed that he was a part of a Freemasonic lodge. Like, yeah, dude. I mean, it's over for him. It's over, bro. And when you have light like this, like I'm starting to cultivate, when you have this light, when you start manifesting the fruits in your life, you're not going to need debates, bro. You're not going to need a debate. It's just like in the Matrix. Are you saying that, like, I can dodge bullets? No, Neo. I'm saying that eventually you won't have to. Like, you just be a good person, man. And you're going to have to change. You're going to have to get over, like, oh, but I want to sleep with a different girl every single night. Dude, that's empty. That's ugly, man. That's really ugly. You want to sleep with a different girl every single night? Develop a heroin addiction and go to a crack house. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we got tainted, guys. We were innocent. I can't speak for everybody. I was innocent. I was a good person. I think back to who I was when I had ugly dyed hair in middle school. I was just such a good person, man. And there would be these like nasty weirdo kids who would kind of come in and out of my life. Not all of them. I had a lot of good friends, man. A lot of people liked me, dude, and I think a lot of people are very... You caught me at a weird time, bro. I got chased back to my hometown by some strange stuff. I was undergoing a lot of harassment when those Pimpin' Pat clips were made. All of those clips from that entire channel are taken from like 2 days. I had a couple of bad days, and I've changed, man. That stuff is from years ago. Even when people are saying like, oh, you said you're gonna hit your mom, like, you know, those clips were when I first moved here. That was back in 2021, so that's been 2 years now. That is all in the past, guys. I'm changed, and I'm sorry for the people I've offended, and I'm sorry for my worst moments. I'm sorry for racist things that I've said. I'm sorry for misogynist things that I've said. That's not who I am, bro. And at this point, I think that's... people know that's not who I am. IP2 is dying. Southern Israelites channel is dying. The gang stalking is dying down. You guys can't fuck with me, bro. And I ain't mad at you. And that's just what it is. And anybody out there who's struggling, who's lonely, who's a targeted individual, it's going to be all right, man. You know? Just hang tenny. Let's have some laughs. We'll be live streaming again someday. I'm thinking, you know, I need a balance. This channel needs a balance of making content, because when I live stream all the time, I can't really produce anything. I want to start thinking about doing some drum covers again. I did start a little bit. I did start transcribing another Further Seems Forever song, and that's what I want to do. I want to transcribe like the hardest drum parts from emo bands. You know what emo band has a really good drummer? He actually he was on a Modern Drummer DVD. I think he went to Berkeley, and the drummer of Death Cab for Cutie. Yo, he's really good. Drummer of Matchbook Romance is really good. Obviously, Further Seems Forever. Seosin. That's what I want to do, man. Instead of trying to like be the best drummer in the world and play like Periphery and shit, which is just kind of like annoyingly hard. I want to transcribe like my favorite stuff, like from these emo bands, and I just want to have fun, dude. I just want to have fun and like be happy. And you know, I do work a little bit. I don't work very much, man. And you know, it's like I think people should just mind their own business. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking about ways to get back out there again with music. And you know, I have that 7-Stroke Guru review channel. Maybe start doing some more music reviews. And life's good for me, man. Y'all don't need to worry about me. I mean, I'd love for you guys to pray for me, and I'll pray for you. But I'm feeling good, bros. I'm feeling like I'm healed. I'm feeling like the smoke is cleared, and I'm ready to see what's left in this life and go out there and get it. You know what I mean? Because I think I've been a wounded soldier for a very long time. All of my 20s. That last couple of years of high school when I started partying, it crippled me. Just no morals, no guidance, blaming people, trying to double down, basically going to Berkeley to try to be like, oh, I'll prove everybody wrong, and doing everything for the wrong reasons, man, and just borderline selling my soul. Just about trying to sell my soul, getting into the occult, trying to, like, you know, be a famous rapper. And I think I just about got it all figured out, man. I'm 32. It ain't over yet. And I'm about ready to be like, hey, you know what? I think I lifted myself up. What my channel's about is I'm trying to help lift other people up, man. And what it starts with, guys, is all of this, like, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? It's all like the far right, red pill, PUA, like, hey, baby, I'm a red-pilled MGTOW. Like, it's cope, dude. It's all cope. And no, Antifa's not any better. And no, the radical left isn't any better. That's why it's called the reactionary right, because you saw that those guys were idiots, and it pushed you far to the right. And the whole reason all of us are acting this way is because, dude, it's It's not looking good, guys. I do not think it's the end of the world. I do not think the rapture is coming anytime soon. I do not think Jesus is about to come back, but you never know. You never know. I think we all spend too much time on the internet. I think things have been really ugly. I think society has taken a lot of damage. We need work, but guess what? If you start lifting yourself up and, you know, healing these ugly parts of your personality, there's still life out there for you to live, man. I know there's still life out there for me to live. I could still find the girl I've been looking for my entire life. I could still have a couple of kids. I could still have a good life, man, and I'm having a good life right now. And that's another cliche. The two cliches I offer you. You got to be the change you want to see in the world. And, oh, man, I forgot what I was just going to say. It's a cliche, dude. I should have just said it. I should have just said it right when I was thinking about it. Oh, something about finding the right girl. Well, she comes when you're not looking for her. I mean, whatever, dude. That wasn't it. It's just some cliche, dude. There's a million of them. Look both ways before you cross the street. Just heal yourself, dude. Just heal yourself. It's never too late. And you know what? If it's like, oh, but dude, girls only want chads. Well, the girls who only want chads aren't the right kind of girls, man. And the girls who sleep around aren't the right kind of girls. Just have a good attitude, man. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be positive. Don't get dragged down. There's still life to live. I don't think the world is ending. Yeah, basically, guys, you know, I don't know if it was like for you how it was for me when I was a kid, but my teacher was telling us about the Department of Homeland Security after 9/11 when I was in like 5th grade. That's the story of our country. All of those screwed up programs that got funding after 9/11, the military's declaring war on us, guys. We're the enemy in the eyes of our establishment. We are the enemy of the United States. They're investigating the people. Our government doesn't trust the people. There is an ugly totalitarian regime. Martial law is trying to figure out how to rear its ugly head, and people have been talking about this for years, guys. All of the proper, correct information, it was out there being talked about in 2004 and before, well before, and if anything, it's only been harder to come across that information. Now you're more likely to join Antifa or become a Nazi, and that is not the way. That is not correct. So, 42 minutes here, guys. That's what I have for you. A positive message. Be a good person, bro. Follow Christ. He'll lead you to a good place. I promise. God bless.